Hello students, I hope you all are safe at home. Welcome in SST class day 2. Yesterday I had discussed introduction of water resources, fresh water and canals. I hope you have read the topics and revised the terms. Now before we start further, let me take feedback of the previous topics through cross questions. Name the sources of fresh water. Why do we need a proper irrigation system in India? What are canals? How is it useful? Give examples. Write the definition of the following terms: oceans, lakes, rivers, seas. I hope you all are able to answer all these questions. Now let me start today's topics: dams, wells, storing water, and water harvesting. So children, at the end of the today's topic, you will be able to know about the different sources of water. Before we start the topic, let's discuss the terms of today's topics. Number 1, dams, high wall built across the river. Number 2, reservoir, natural or artificial lake in which water is stored. Number 3, hydroelectricity, electricity produced by falling water. Number 4, multi-purpose project, a project used for many purposes at the same time. Number 5, sluice gate, sliding gate controlling water flow. Number 6, wells, deep hole duct to get underground water. Number 7, tube well, underground water is brought up by electric pump. Number 8, rainwater harvest, storing rainwater that falls on roofs of buildings. Now let's start reading. Dams. So students, what is dam? Dam is a high wall built across the river. Sometimes a dam is built across a river to hold river water in a reservoir behind the dam. These dams have sluice gates. Reservoir means natural or artificial lake in which water is stored. Sluice gate means sliding gate controlling water flow. Let's continue. By opening these sluice gates, water from the dams can be taken to the fields through canals. These dams also control floods in rivers and help in generating electricity. Generating means producing. This type of electricity is called hydroelectricity or tidal power. Hydroelectricity means electricity produced by falling water. Such dams that serve many purposes are called multi-purpose projects. Multi-purpose project means a project used for many purposes at the same time. Serve means work for. Now, I will explain dams with the help of these pictures. A dam is a very strong wall built across a river to block the flow of water. This water is stored in an artificial lake called reservoir, created behind the dam. The stored water is taken to the fields through canals. A dam is called multi-purpose project because it is useful to us in many ways. Some uses of dams are: in a dam, water is made to fall from a great height. The force of falling water is used to generate hydroelectricity. It provides water for irrigation. It controls floods. There are many multi-purpose projects in India. Some of them are: Number 1, Bhakra Nangal Dam. The Bhakra Nangal Dam is built on the Satluj River in Punjab. It is the highest dam in India. Next is Damodar Valley Project. The Damodar Valley is built on the river Damodar in West Bengal. It provides water for irrigation to West Bengal. Next is Sardar Sarovar Dam. Sardar Sarovar Dam is built on the river Narmada in Gujarat. It provides water for Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. Next is Hirakud Dam. Hirakud Dam is built on the river Mahanadi in Odisha. It is the longest dam in India. Next is Nagarjuna Sagar Dam. Nagarjuna Sagar Dam is built on the river Krishna in Andhra Pradesh. It is one of the earliest multi-purpose projects in India. Next is Mettur Dam. Mettur Dam is built on the river Kaveri in Tamil Nadu. It provides water to Kaveri Delta. Now next topic is wells. Wells means deep hole dug to get underground water. Let's read. In places where underground water is available, people dig wells to draw water. Underground water means the rainwater that seeps into the ground. Draw means pull out. In places where the underground water is very deep, deep bores are dug and tubes are sunk in it. Bores means holes. Sunk means dropped. Water is pumped out using electric pumps. Such tube wells are used by the farmers to irrigate their lands. Tube wells means underground water is brought up by electric pump. Irrigate means to water. Now I will explain wells with the help of these pictures. In villages, people dig wells to bring groundwater to the surface. Sometimes groundwater lies at a great depth. In such a case, a deep hole is dug. A tube is sunk in the hole and water is brought up using an electric pump. Such a well is called a tube well, which are used by the farmers to irrigate their land. Now, next topic is storing water. Let's read. In places where it is difficult to dig wells, for example, in the plateau regions of southern India, rainwater is collected in ponds and tanks. Plateau means high flat tableland with rocky and uneven surface. Ponds means a small body of still water formed naturally or by artificial means. Regions means areas. Let's continue. This water is used during the dry season. Wherever tap water is not available, people use hand pumps to draw underground water for domestic purposes. Draw means pull out. Domestic means household. Now I will explain storing water with the help of these pictures. In some places where it is difficult to dig wells, for example in the plateau regions of southern India, rainwater is collected in ponds and tanks. This water is used during the dry season. Wherever tap water is not available, people use hand pumps to draw underground water for domestic purposes. Now next topic is water harvesting. Let's read. Storing rainwater that falls on the roofs of building is called rainwater harvest. So students, what is rainwater harvest? Storing rainwater that falls on the roofs of building is called rainwater harvest. This recharges the groundwater. Out of the water resource on the earth, 97% of water is in the oceans and seas, which is salty and not suitable for use. Oceans means huge water bodies. Seas means salty water bodies smaller than ocean. Suitable means acceptable. Let's continue. The available fresh water is only 3%. So we should be careful in using water and should not waste it. Now I will explain water harvesting through these pictures. The harvesting of rainwater simply involves the collection of water from surfaces on which rain falls and storing this water for later use. Normally, water is collected from the roofs of buildings and stored in rainwater tanks. This recharges the groundwater. Out of the water resources on the earth, 97% of water is in the oceans and seas, which is salty and not suitable for use. The available of fresh water is only 3%. So we should be careful in using water and should not waste it. I hope today's topic is clear to all. So your homework is reread today's topic. Do question number 5 till 8 of exercise D on page 76. Thank you.